Hello and welcome to day 63 of our Chronological Bible in a Year reading. Today we are on Numbers 21 and 22. Numbers 21. And the sovereign of Arad, the Canaanite, who dwelt in the Negeb, heard that Yisrael was coming on the way to Atharim, and he fought against Yisrael and took some of them captive. Then Yisrael made a vow to Yahuwah and said, If you deliver this people into my hand indeed, then I shall put their cities under the ban. And Yahuwah listened to the voice of Yisrael and gave up the Canaanites, and they put them and their cities under the ban. So the name of that place was called Hormah. And they departed from Mount Hor by the way of the Sea of Reeds to go around the land of Edom. But the being of the people grew impatient because of the way. And the people spoke against Elohim and against Moshe. Why have you brought us up out of Mitzrayim, which is Egypt, to die in the wilderness? For there is no food and no water, and our being loathes this light bread. And Yahuwah sent fiery serpents among the people, and they bit the people, and many of the people of Yisrael died. Then the people came to Moshe and said, We have sinned, for we have spoken against Yahuwah and against you. Pray to Yahuwah to take away the serpents from us. So Moshe prayed on behalf of the people. And Yahuwah said to Moshe, Make a fiery serpent and put it on a pole, and it shall be that everyone who is bitten, when he looks at it, shall live. So Moshe made a bronze serpent and put it on a pole. And it came to be, if a serpent had bitten anyone, when he looked at the bronze serpent, he lived. And the children of Yisrael departed and camped in Oboth. And they departed from Oboth and camped at Ha-Abarim, in the wilderness which is east of Moab towards sunrise. From there they departed and camped at the Wadi Zered, which I believe is valley. Let me double check. It doesn't say here. I believe it's valley. From there they departed and camped on the other side of the Arnon, which is in the wilderness that extends from the border of the Amorites, for the Arnon is the border of Moab between Moab and the Amorites. Therefore it is said in the book of the battles of Yahuwah, Waheb and Suphah, the Wadi Arnon, and the slope of the wadi that turns aside to the dwelling of Ar, and lies on the border of Moab. And from there on to Beer, which is the well where Yahuwah said to Moshe, Gather the people and let me give them water. Yisrael then sang this song, Spring up, O well, sing to it. A well the leaders sank, which the nobles of the people dug by hacking with their staves. Then from the wilderness on to Mattanah, from Mattanah to Nahaliel, from Nahaliel to Bamoth, and from Bamoth in the valley that is in the country of Moab, to the top of Pisgah, which looks down on the wasteland. And Yisrael sent messengers to Sihon, sovereign of the Amorites, saying, Let me pass through your land. We shall not turn off into fields or vineyards. We shall not drink water from wells, but go by the sovereign's highway until we have passed over your border. But Sihon would not allow Yisrael to pass through his border. So Sihon gathered all his people together and went out against Yisrael in the wilderness, and he came to Yahatz and fought against Yisrael. And Yisrael smote him with the edge of the sword and took possession of his land from the Arnon to the Yabok, as far as the children of Ammon, for the border of the children of Ammon was strong. And Yisrael took all these cities, and Yisrael dwelt in all the cities of the Amorites, and Heshbon and all its villages. For Heshbon was the city of Sihon, the sovereign of the Amorites, who had fought against the former sovereign of Moab, and had taken all his land from his hand as far as the Arnon. That is why those who speak in Proverbs say, Come to Heshbon, let the city of Sihon be built and established. For fire went out from Heshbon, a flame from the city of Sihon. It consumed Ar of Moab, the masters of the heights of the Arnon. Woe to you, Moab! You have perished, O people of Chemosh. He has given his sons as fugitives and his daughters into captivity to Sihon, the sovereign of the Amorites. Then we shot them. Heshbon has perished as far as Dibon. We laid waste as far as Nophah, which reaches to Medeba. So Yisrael dwelt in the land of the Amorites. And Moshe sent to spy out Yazer. And they took its villages and drove out the Amorites who were there, and turned and went up by the way to Bashan. And Og, sovereign of Bashan, went out against him, he and all his people, to battle at Edrei. And Yahuwah said to Moshe, Do not fear him, for I have given him into your hand with all his people and his land. And you shall do to him as you did to Sihon, sovereign of the Amorites, who dwelt at Heshbon. And they smote him and his sons and all his people until no remnant was left to him, and they took possession of his land. Chapter 22. And the children of Yisrael departed and camped in the desert plains of Moab beyond the Jordan of Jericho. And Balak son of Zippor saw all that Yisrael had done to the Amorites. And Moab was exceedingly afraid of the people because there were many, and Moab was in dread because of the children of Yisrael. And Moab said to the elders of Midian, Now this company is licking up all that is around us, as an ox licks up the grass of the field. Now Balak son of Zippor was sovereign of the Moabites at that time, and he sent messengers to Balaam son of Beor at Pethor, which is near the river in the land of the sons of his people, to call him, saying, See, a people has come from Mitzrayim. See that they have covered the surface of the land and are settling next to me. And now please come at once, curse this people for me, for they are too strong for me. It might be that I smite them and drive them out of the land, for I know that he whom you barak is Baruch, whom you bless is blessed, and he whom you curse is cursed. And the elders of Moab and the elders of Midian left with divination fee in their hand, left with divination fee in their hand, and they came to Balaam and spoke the words of Balak to him. And he said to them, Spend the night here, and I shall bring back word to you as Yahuwah speaks to me. So the heads of Moab stayed with Balaam. And Elohim came to Balaam and said, Who are these men with you? And Balaam said to Elohim, Balak son of Zippor, sovereign of Moab, has sent to me, saying, See, a people has come out of Mitzrayim and covered the surface of the land. Come now, curse them for me. It might be that I am able to fight against them and drive them out. And Elohim said to Balaam, Do not go with them. You do not curse the people, for they are Baruch. They are blessed. And Balaam rose in the morning and said to the heads of Balak, Go back to your land, for Yahuwah has refused to allow me to go with you. And the heads of Moab arose and went to Balak and said, Balaam refuses to come with us. Then Balak again sent heads more numerous and more esteemed than they. And they came to Balaam and said to him, This is what Balak son of Zippor said, Do not be withheld from coming to me, please, for I esteem you very greatly, and whatever you say to me I do. Therefore please come, curse this people for me. And Balaam answered and said to the servants of Balak, Though Balak were to give me his house filled with silver and gold, I am unable to go beyond the word of Yahuwah my Elohim, to do less or more. And now please, you also stay here tonight, and let me find out what more Yahuwah says to me. And Elohim came to Balaam at night and said to him, If the men come to call you, rise and go with them, but only the word which I speak to you, that you do. And Balaam rose in the morning and saddled his donkey and went out with the heads of Moab. But the displeasure of Elohim burned because he went, and the messenger of Yahuwah stationed himself in the way as an adversary against him. And he was riding on his donkey, and his two servants were with him. And the donkey saw the messenger of Yahuwah standing in the way with his drawn sword in his hand. And the donkey turned aside out of the way and went into the field. So Balaam beat the donkey to turn her back onto the way. Then the messenger of Yahuwah stood in a narrow passage between the vineyards, with a wall on this side and a wall on that side. And when the donkey saw the messenger of Yahuwah, she pushed herself against the wall and crushed Balaam's foot against the wall. So he beat her again. And the messenger of Yahuwah went further and stood in a narrow place where there was no way to turn aside right or left. And when the donkey saw the messenger of Yahuwah, she lied down under Balaam. So Balaam's displeasure burned, and he beat the donkey with his staff. Then Yahuwah opened the mouth of the donkey, and she said to Balaam, What have I done to you that you have beaten me these 3 times? And Balaam said to the donkey, Because you have mocked me. If there were a sword in my hand, for I would have killed you by now. And the donkey said to Balaam, Am I not your donkey on which you have ridden ever since I became yours to this day? Was I ever known to do so to you?" And he said, "No." Then Yahuwah opened Balaam's eyes, and he saw the messenger of Yahuwah standing in the way with his drawn sword in his hand. And he bowed his head and fell on his face. And the messenger of Yahuwah said to him, "Why have you beaten your donkey these 3 times? See, I have come out to stand against you because your way is reckless before me. And the donkey saw me and turned aside from me these 3 times. If she had not turned aside from me, I certainly would have killed you by now and let her live." And Balaam said to the messenger of Yahuwah, "I have sinned, for I did not know you stood in the way against me. And now, if evil is in your eyes, let me turn back." And the messenger of Yahuwah said to Balaam, "Go with the men, but only the word that I speak to you, that you speak." Balaam then went with the heads of Balak. And when Balak heard that Balaam was coming, he went out to meet him at the city of Moab, which is on the border at the Arnon, which was in the extremity of the border. And Balak said to Balaam, "Did I not urgently send to you, calling for you? Why did you not come to me? Am I not able to esteem you?" And Balaam said to Balak, "See, I have come to you. Now am I at all able to say somewhat? The word that Elohim puts in my mouth, that I speak." And Balaam went with Balak, and they came to Kiriath Hutzoth. And Balak slaughtered cattle and sheep, and he sent some to Balaam and to the heads who were with him. And it came to be in the morning that Balak took Balaam and brought him up to the high places of Baal or Baal, and from there he saw the extremity of the camp. And that concludes our reading for today. Thank you, as always, for joining me. Hope you're reading along. And peace and blessings and love to you. See you in the next one.